Good day, everyone. I'm in Freight at the moment, and I have Sylvo with me that I've wanted to interview since October last year. He was overseas at the time, and now he's back at home in sunny South Africa, here in Freight in KwaZulu-Natal. And there's quite a few important things that I want to speak about with regards to things that Sylvo has done and things that really impacted my mind. And one of those is a song that he wrote about South Africa. And the song is in Afrikaans, and I've shared it twice on our channel, and many people have shared it, and it's had many views. I think it's a hit song. I think it's a song that speaks to the times that we find ourselves in within South Africa now. And yes, thank you for being with me.
Thank you, Des. Thanks for having me.
Yes. So with regards to the song, it's the first thing that impacted me when I heard the song. And you can speak in Afrikaans and English if you want to, because we do have a mixed audience. Just tell us about the song and the inspiration for the song, and we will play an insert of the song in this video for people to actually see.
Sure. So, well, when the inspiration actually came to me, I was sitting in America, North Dakota, farming, and during that time, we heard a lot about the unrest in the country again, and especially when you're overseas, it hits a bit differently because you don't know what's really happening and going on. And uh, as artists sometimes do, you just sit down one day and you hit a few chords and some words pop into your head, and I just built it from there. But when I sort of knew where I was going with the song, I knew I had to write it in a certain way that wasn't aggressive or
Hmm.
um, that builds people up and lets people come together.
So it gives people hope, basically, because the song speaks about the problems, and then it speaks about a solution of people coming together, and actually it ends in a hopeful way, and I really like that. So what is the name of the song?
The song's name is Ons Land.
Ons Land, so our country,
Yes.
basically. And I know many people have asked for an English version of the song, but I think in Afrikaans it really comes across the way that it should,
Yeah.
and I believe it should remain that way. And for the people that don't understand the Afrikaans, they can still understand what it's about, and maybe one can put subtitles in on a video for people to actually understand. So it's very important that people express how they feel, and artists have been really squashed during this time, and it's really sad. And Silver, as an up and coming artist or someone that enjoys to write music, I think a song of this nature needs to be heard by as many people as possible because the words are striking. I think it's a very good tune, and because I worked with artists a lot in my life before, it is something that really hit me, and I realized that this is a song that all South Africans will be able to enjoy. Now, when you finished writing the song, how did you feel about it? And
Oh, well, I was actually really happy about it, and the way that it came together in the end, I was actually feeling really good. And so initially, I just put it on Facebook, just a home recording with my phone.
okay.
And then after coming back at the end of that year, I decided that I would like to actually record it. And so once that process had started, then I removed that original video and then put up the finished product.
The finished product. And obviously, it takes quite a bit of time to actually put a finished product out there. Um, the one thing I want to ask you is why were you in the USA at that stage? Just speak about that.
Well, it's various factors. I think a lot of it's also got to do with my personality and sort of always being restless in a sense and always needing a new challenge.
Okay.
The other side of it is obviously also the socio-economic system of or the situation of our country, and that the simple fact is just that you earn much more money going there,
Okay.
and it's in a sense it's an easy way to live, except for being away from friends and family all the time.
Mm.
So, but on the money side of things, it's an easy way to live.
And there's many people that have done that. I mean, I know of many people that have gone overseas, especially to the USA, and worked on farms. And it was a quicker way for them, especially the youth, to be able to actually generate income faster because you're earning in dollars, right?
Yes, correct.
And in South Africa, the opportunities are often slim, especially for the youth.
Yeah, that's definitely right. And I mean, it's difficult. I mean, for myself, I didn't go and study anything. I'm not a qualified anything really.
Mm.
Um, so from that sense, it is really difficult to find a good and sustainable job, especially if you
Mm.
want to get somewhere.
Yes.
If you're happy with just earning an income and not really ever getting somewhere, then I guess that's okay. But a lot of us want to actually achieve something
Achieve
and get
something.
somewhere.
But you came up with something really wonderful. So you're trying to do something about that situation. You're back in South Africa now, and you've actually launched or started. It's at the very much at the beginning stages a clothing brand
Yes.
that I believe has a message. So I've never thought of a clothing brand as having a message. And you're actually wearing one of the tops right now. And I the logo really struck me. And maybe you can just explain the logo. You designed the logo yourself, and then what the clothing brand actually represents.
Yes, so the logo I designed myself. The name I ended up deciding on was Oak.
Mm.
Not having anything really particular in mind with it, I just liked the way that it sounded.
Okay.
And so I took the lettering OKE and then designed the logo around it. So it's the
Yeah.
O, the K, and then the E.
Yes.
And yeah, I thought, well, that works really well, and I really liked it. And yeah, from there, I sort of started off just with caps here, and this is actually the first shirts that I've got out.
Mm.
And my idea behind a clothing brand or a well-run business was always to have a charity side with it.
Okay.
And with that in the back of my mind, I came up with the concept of one kind of earth.
Okay. From the OKE.
From the OKE, yes.
One kind Earth.
One kind of earth.
Now, one kind of Earth is a concept. It's like a philosophy that you can live.
Yes.
So you could basically express a certain way of feeling about the Earth by actually wearing a clothing brand and express it in that way, which I find is quite unique. And you're at the beginning stages now, and obviously you're wanting to grow a client base and receive more orders and expand the brand. But as a young South African actually starting up your own business, um, what have you experienced from the get go? What are the challenges? What are the successes?
Well, besides being really stressful and you never knowing if you're actually going to make it, the other side of it is actually also service delivery. It's I found it very difficult in finding people in their profession willing to really step up and help you.
Okay.
Um, a lot of times nobody gets back to you. You ask for an order, you ask
Mm.
for a certain thing, and they said, okay, yes, they've got it, they'll get back to you, and it just doesn't happen. So
Do you think it's a South African problem? Did you experience this in the US?
initially I thought it was really South African. It's definitely worse here, but I've noticed it in the US as well.
Okay.
Yes.
So, do you think the younger generation now that actually delivering to the single person is not as important as delivering to the larger corporations or the big money spenders?
Correct. Yes, I
Mm.
think a lot of those businesses have those big spenders or those big corporations that they do serve. And when a smaller guy like me walks in, it's not really an issue to them if I get service or not, because
Mm.
it doesn't really matter at that stage.
It would matter if this takes off and it becomes a huge
Once it
success.
takes off, correct?
Mm.
Yes, but only time will tell.
Only time will tell. So, I really want to thank Sylvo for speaking to me, and I have a few questions for him at the end because I think there's many young South Africans that have been in the same situation, deciding what to do with their lives, trying to find things in various places, just trying to make a means of income to actually survive. And this is why we are going around the country to establish a system in the country where everyone will have a chance. You know, those that are willing to work will have a chance, where it's not about jobs, but actually about willing to work. And I really like the fact that you have actually taken the initiative and done something like this. And I'm sure there's many other people out there like you trying to do something. But the one thing that strikes me is the fact that, firstly, that you've written a song about the country. So you're obviously thoughtful about South Africa. You grew up here. Your parents have lived here their whole lives, and you want to give something back later on in life. So you started your business with the idea of actually creating a certain way of thinking about the earth and humanity and society overall. Do you have anything to say about that specifically?
Well, I just think that uh, the way we growing up currently, and even the way that I've grown up, you were never really taught how to think about your freedom, your liberty, your country. It's all just you grow up into the system, and it never gets taught. You
Mm.
never experienced the other side of how should I say thinking. Um, and so what I hope to achieve with Oak and with the charity side of it is to build up stations. It can be a library, it can be the local swimming pool, it can be any type of center or a hub where you could bring forth these new ideas to people which aren't actually new but will be new to them, and to help them awaken to a new way of thinking.
I actually like the fact that you say a new idea to them, which means somewhere it went missing. You know, I often say in my meetings that we are actually moving forward to what happened in the past. Because a lot of people say, but that's going backwards. And I don't think that way. Many of the things we did in the past was actually very good. And we should return to some of those things, and other things we need to leave behind. And a lot of people out in society don't realize that they've actually relinquished their freedom, and that we have an earth to live on and enjoy. And being on earth should actually be a journey, and that people should do it together. Because I think many things divide us today. I mean, devices certainly can do that, where you pay attention to a technological device, and all of us need that in this world that we live in now. But do we actually take time out to just be earthlings?
Yeah,
And often I wonder, you know, Elon Musk famously said that you're already an Android because you're attached to an Android or an Apple for that sake. And it made me think about us already being extensions of robots, and it's something that we really need to think about. So the idea of people getting together around a swimming pool in a town, as an example, I think is an awesome one. Around the country, I've seen so many towns where the swimming pools are just empty and they're derelict and they're not looked after. And when I was a young boy, it's really something I enjoyed, was going to the swimming pool, playing with other kids, and just having a swim and having a fun time. And it seems to be an era that has waned away, and we can actually re-establish that. There's nothing stopping us from doing that again,
absolutely, yes.
and leaving the cell phones at home during that time.
Yeah.
Um, what are your thoughts on the country? We're going to be playing the song Ons Land just after the interview, so please keep watching for that, and please listen to that and share. And I'll also put the link to Sylvo's YouTube channel so that you can actually find his music there, and you should please share it if you like it, and tell other people about it. As well as if you're interested in the philosophy behind the clothing brand, contact Sylvo and support him in that. But the immediate future now, where do you see the immediate future? Is it sure? Is it unsure? What is happening in your mind with regards to that?
Well, the way I see it is unfortunately very unsure,
Okay.
and I've thought about that a lot, especially when going to America for the past 3 years. And if I really didn't have any family ties back here, I'm certain I would have gone overseas permanently.
Mm.
And that's a very sad thing. I think the country should be able to take care of all of its citizens, not
Yes.
just a few, and not just the elected ones.
Yeah, and there's a lot of space for everybody.
Absolutely. And I think that we failed in that sense.
Mm.
So it's unfortunate, but it's not unsavable.
Mm. I like that, and you actually bring that across in your song. And with regards to Oak and your clothing brand, you actually based it on a poem that you wrote.
Correct.
If you could just maybe mention those words, because I think those words are really striking.
Yes. So the poem that I wrote goes, "Make way for the dreamers, for they are believers in a greater tomorrow without all the sorrow. And let them create, we hope not too late, a brighter day to keep darkness at bay.
Well, that is awesome. You know, everything that we do, I'm actually getting goosebumps just thinking about it, is about creating light. And a lot of people don't see light often. They see darkness ahead, and we need to get things to a place just where people think of something positive. And I'm going to get myself some of the oak outfits and caps just to remind myself of the one kind of earth, that whole concept, to actually wear that and represent it. I think the caps are really fantastic. It's a pity we don't have one here with us now, but maybe we can put a picture up. Thank you very much for what you're willing to do in the country, and for just trying to do something to make your life better, and also consider the earth and the country in the process. So I really want to thank Sylvo. Do you have any last words for the people watching?
I think I've just said pretty much everything I need to
Okay.
say, and just thank you for having me on. I really
Okay.
appreciate it.
Thank you very much for coming on. You can look forward now to the song Ons Land, and enjoy. Thank you very much. Till the next video.
Gaan vir my na elke oord ver in die noorde, van Tafelberg tot Kaapse Hoop loop sonder woorde, en bring elke man, want ons land vergaan. Kom ons staan saam, ja my broer, vat my hand. Dis nou die tyd, kom maak bereid, dis nie 'n oorlog. Lig op jou sig, ja dis ons plig, dink aan die toekoms. Dis ons wat besluit, hierdie lied is ons pleit. Suid-Afrika, dis jou tyd, dis nou tyd om hierdie golwe teen te staan, wat teen ons land en ons toekoms hou slaan. En in die donker van die nag skyn ons die lig wat in ons harte brand. En as jy kom en sien vir jouself hoe hierdie mooiste land vernietig word, en die goeie mense slaap, die goeie mense slaap. So hier stuur op, ja kom ons soek vir ons 'n leier, wie niks en niemand in ons land 'n kans sal weier, en bring hom tot stand vir die goed van ons land. Mag dit so wees, ja deur eendrag en gees. Verder kom ons beloof vir ons land net een ding, en laat dit in ons lewe nooit verdwyn of wegdwing, want die is ons rots, ons beloof nou trots. Ek vir my land tot die dood sal hierdie golwe teen staan, wat teen my land en my toekoms hou slaan. En in die donker van die nag skyn ek die lig wat in my hart nog brand. En as jy kom en sien vir jouself hoe hierdie mooiste land weer tot stande kom, en die goeie mense staan maar, alleen dag mama. En as jy kom en sien vir jouself hoe hierdie mooiste land weer tot stande kom, en die goeie mense staan maar, alleen dag mama. Gaan vir my na elke oord ver in die noorde, van Tafelberg tot Kaapse Hoop loop sonder woorde, bring die land tot stand, ja my broer vat my hand.